Hello everybody and welcome back to another Christmas Ogre review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Core Class Kingdom Transformers Kingdom Core Class Optimus Prime. Uh, I've already taken a bunch of photos of this guy, which I will show in a slideshow at the end of this video. I've done a stop motion, and that is already up. Also, I will probably leave a link to that in the description below. Uh, this figure is pretty amazing for his size. Like, if I had to say it, I think this guy alone is better than Studio Series Sentinel Prime. I know some of you might not think that's a very big thing, but a lot of people I know and a lot of people in my inner circle really like that figure, and I think this is better than it. I'm not gonna lie. I have had so much fun taking pictures of this guy. I have so many pictures. I have so many, and I cannot wait to show you guys. I posted some of them on my Instagram, which I will leave a link to in the description below, and my Twitter. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So first off, taking a look at his one and only accessory, he does come with his fusion cannon. Obviously, I painted mine silver just to spruce it up amongst the Optimus Primes. I did wipe it off because I thought it was a little heavily coated, but here it is next to a more traditional looking ion blaster. So there you go. One thing that does kind of annoy me is he can't even hold it all the way, because this thicker peg where it narrows down, shit, but the thicker peg where it narrows down, it gets caught and stuck, hold on, it gets caught and stuck on his little sleeve right there, you see? You see? And it's really annoying. And it's not even like it's it's a tighter fit than it was because I spray painted it, but when I had it first, I would go to move it and it would just pop out just like that. It was just with me trying to move his arm, and it would fall out, it would twist around. It was really annoying, but I did tighten it up with the spray paint, so now we're all good. But it still looks awkward because he can't hold it all the way down, so he's raising his gun, just pointing it straight, level with his head, which, I mean, yeah, that's good and all, but it would be level with his shoulders, kind of like, more like this, if he was able to hold it correctly. You know, I just find it kind of odd that they went with this decision. Obviously, I think this is a 5mm port, so I don't really have anything that's compatible with 5mm ports, obviously. This is my first Legends scale figure I've had in a long time. But moving on to Optimus Prime himself, you can see he is a very, very beautiful boy. He looks very good. You might not expect that, but he looks really good. Obviously, they tried their best, but another complaint I have is right here, that they tried to fill it in, but it's just too gappy for me. It's too gappy for my tastes. I don't know, man. It's weird to me. I don't really have any complaints outside of that other than his back. His back sucks ass, man. This flap right here, the top of his truck, gets in the way because, obviously, for transformation, you have a swivel right here. But it runs into his ass tires. And his ass tires don't even want to plug in some of the time. If you put them where they're supposed to be, which is right up against his butt, or right up against his back, his ass doesn't want to tab in. So you just have this. And yes, I will give it credit, this is kind of like an ab crunch, and it looks really weird, especially when you get it in a pose like this. He looks like he's thrusting at the air, but, you know, I just don't, gosh, the tabs, and then this, you have to move it, and then get it out of the way, so you can pivot, which doesn't really bother me, but it just adds some extra work that you have to do when you're playing with something that you want to, you know, play with because you want to get away from doing work, you know? I just find it kind of dumb, but, you know, it is a Legends class, they're small, they're core class figures, so I don't know what I was expecting. But going on to his detail, you can see he has a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful head. It does kind of remind me of, like, maybe an IDW type Optimus head. I don't know why, but you do see that little tiny paint app for his forehead crest, his mouth plates. His eyes are painted. It's not two sculpts slammed together like regular Transformers, because it's just way too tiny to do that. All of his paint applications, at least on mine, are very smooth, very clean, very, very nicely applied, very beautiful silver. His legs going on to the side. That gap right there does annoy me, especially when it breaks up the smokestacks. But, yeah, whatever. It's not too noticeable. I don't really notice it that much. Blue, one thing is that they didn't add silver here, which, like, amongst all of this blue and red, I think they could have, and they should have, but they just didn't. Because regularly Optimuses, have the silver right here, and at least bordering. So I might go in, try and do some of that, but I'm scared I might do it with another copy, because I don't have the steadiest hands. I have some silver right there, the grill chest, window titties, as previously mentioned. His arms are kind of blocky, but I do like them. And you have that classic Optimus Autobot symbol on his shoulder. Let's get into size comparisons. Here is Core Class Optimus next to the Reaction Optimus Prime and the Reaction Soundwave. Here he is next to Earthrise Optimus and Earthrise Cliffjumper. And here he is next to some of my most recent Transformers, Earthrise Smokescreen and Earthrise Runabout. Now for his articulation, his head is on a swivel, so you can just full it 360. He can look up, but that's using this panel, and that obviously doesn't look very good. He can shove down into his head, but that is for transformation. I found a way to make him look a little better, because right now, to me at least, he looks like he doesn't have a neck. If you lift it up and then just let it rest on that first tab. Okay, so there are two tabs. That, and then here, and here. So what you want to do is just keep it right there. Just don't apply any more pressure, just keep it right there, and he looks like he has more of a neck than that. In my opinion, it looks better. I don't know about you guys, but whatever. His arm is on a ball joint, so you can go in and out like that. It is an unintentional butterfly joint, only backwards because of transformation. Arm could go out about that far, down about that far. Elbow swivel because it is a ball joint again. Arm can go about 90 degrees up. Obviously, as I mentioned in my complaint segment, that he does have a waist swivel, a very short waist swivel, sadly. His leg can kick up about that far, and back about that far. Leg can go up about that far, and a kind of a rocker right there because it's on a ball joint. He does have a knee rotation, and he can bend that far, a little past 90. That's pretty much it for the articulation. His feet are sculpted at an angle, so you can get him in like a wide stance. So that's why he does not have ankle pivot. Anyway, let's get into this guy's transformation. So, for his truck mode, I hate this thing with a burning passion. I mean, I get it, but, like... Dude, look at his cab. It's almost the size of his fucking ion blaster. Dude, it looks so bad. It looks like that one kid who had a really long face. I don't know why. Just reminds me of that. And there's this really ugly gray. I mean, at least they tried to give that grill detail right here, but it just did not work at all. The arms, I mean, it's weird. I find it weird how every Optimus Prime, every new Optimus Prime at least, in this War for Cybertron trilogy, has, for the truck mode, had their arms go backwards into the smokestacks. I mean, I understand it, but, like, I find it weird. I find that kind of cool. Honestly, that's not really a complaint. That's just me finding shit cool. But his legs, you just stand him up, and he looks like Optimus Prime doing really complex yoga. Uh, it's really stupid. I hate this truck mode. But, I mean, it does look kind of cute, you gotta admit. But it is a little long, and I hate the truck mode, okay? Sue me. Sue me. Fucking sue me. Overall, I think he's a really, really amazing figure. If you have the chance to pick him up, pick him up. I think he is. I got mine from Amazon. I did not get it legally. Uh, Obviously, a lot of people are getting theirs from Amazon because Amazon kind of jumped the gun on this one. But if you want one, I can put a link in the description to the Amazon page that has him. He is just a mini Earthrise Optimus. And he has way more flaws, and he's definitely not my favorite Optimus. That obviously goes to Earthrise. He might just be my second favorite Optimus. I'm not lying to you guys. I'd pay 15. Not really above 15, not really anything above like 17. So if you have the chance, pick this guy up. Um, I've heard that like some people for some reason are getting them from like store shelves and stuff. If you're lucky enough to come across that, pick it up. Please do yourself a favor. Treat yourself. Um, One complaint is obviously his crotch doesn't like to tab in. His arms are a little odd, and his forearms are really bulky. His gun it's awkward to make him to hold, so that brings him down a couple notches. But I still think that he is much better than a lot of the SS figures that I have. So you know, honestly, that speaks miles. I love this guy, and he may not be my smallest Optimus, but he is the biggest in my heart. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. Peace.